Did you know that I can tell in 5 minutes whether your craft room organization is going to stick? And it has nothing to do with how pretty your bins are. It has everything to do with whether you planned your categories before you started organizing. Hey everybody, it's Whitney with Girl Friday Crafts. Welcome back to the Organizing Tip of the Week series. It is a new month. Happy March. And this month we're going to be talking all about systems that stick, digging a little further into my craft acronym for organizing your space. And this week we're starting with C, which is categorize. Most crafters jump straight into moving things around. We buy containers, we start labeling, we shuffle supplies from one shelf to another, but we never actually stop and decide what our categories should be. How should we be grouping things together? And if you don't decide your categories ahead of time, you don't build a system, you just rearranged your stuff. So today we're diving into the C in my craft method, categorize, and I'm going to show you how to think about your craft supplies before you touch a single solitary bin. If you struggled with craft supply organization actually sticking, this is the piece that might be missing from your process. Quick reminder, craft is my organizing framework, and we're starting at the foundation, because if categorizing is weak, everything else just falls apart. Categorizing is not a cleaning step. It's actually a thinking, planning, preparation step. It is decision making. It's reducing friction before you've ever labeled a drawer. Containers should reflect categories. Categories should not be dictated by containers. Made that mistake. When you skip this step, you end up with vague groups like miscellaneous, random embellishments, future projects. Not necessarily a bad thing. We'll talk about that. And vague categories create what is called clutter creep. Just sort of builds up, sneaks up on you. There are two strategic ways to categorize your craft supplies. One is by type, which is what I do, all adhesives together, all stamps together, all inks together. And then the other is by function. The type works really well if you're technique driven, if you do mixed media, if you like to shop your stash. By function works really well if you work in projects, card making kit, junk journal embellishment box, class supply kit. If you batch create or run a craft business, organizing by function might make more sense. There's no superior method. It's all about where your brain retrieves information first. Let's walk through an example of this. Stickers. We all have stickers. Too many probably. Do you use them across a lot of projects? Then that's probably a type category. Do you use them only in junk journaling or predominantly? Then that might be a function category. Haven't touched them in 2 years? That may not be a categorizing problem. That might be a reduced problem. And we're going to talk about that next week. So here's your simple 3-step plan. As always, we're going to start small. We're going to pick one zone, not the whole room, one container, one shelf. You're going to make loose piles, no bins. We're not organizing. We're not assigning a home yet. Step 3, you're going to name the piles before you store them. This is assigning your categories. If you can't clearly name the category, then it's not a real one. So I put together a master list of common supply categories I see across multiple types of crafting: paper, mixed media, DIY, painting, chalk couture. It's not actually a worksheet this week. It's a reference guide for you to decide on your categories before you start organizing. So you can download that in the video description. Categorizing reduces your decision fatigue. It's the difference between rearranging and actually creating a system that sticks. See what I did there? If you want help turning these categories into a full system, that's exactly what we'll be doing inside the Craft Space Reset Bootcamp. I'll be sharing more details about that soon. For now, just start planning out your categories. Next week, we're tackling reduce, and we're going to talk about why over-categorizing can actually hide your clutter. So tell me in the comments, do you naturally organize by type or by function? I would love to know what works for you, what systems you use, what you're incorporating, or how you're incorporating this into your craft space organization. Come back and see me again next week. Have a great week and happy organizing. Bye, everybody.